In this video, we are going to talk about the miracle on the Hudson. Captain Chesley Sullenberger was the hero of that day. On 15th January 2009, US Airways Flight 1549 was cleared for takeoff from LaGuardia International Airport, runway 4 at 15 hours 24 minutes 56 seconds Eastern Time. Mr. Chesley Sullenberger was the captain of that flight and Mr. Jeffrey Skiles was the first officer. First officer Mr. Jeffrey Skiles controlled the plane. After 3 minutes from takeoff, birds hit the plane. That means these Canada Jesus birds hit the plane at 15 hours 27 minutes and 11 seconds Eastern Time. When this happened, they were at 2,800 feet altitude, about 4.5 miles from northwest of LaGuardia International Airport. Captain and first officer identified that they lost the power of the both engines immediately. At that time, Captain Chesley Sullenberger took the control of the flight from the first officer Jeffrey Skiles, and Captain contacted the New York Terminal Radar Approach Control and says, "Mayday, Mayday, this is Cactus 1549. We hit birds. We have lost thrust on the both engines. We are turning back towards LaGuardia." Patrick Harden, the air traffic controller who got connection with the flight 1549, advises to the LaGuardia Tower to stop all the departures from LaGuardia Airport. Then he advised to Captain Chesley Sullenberger to come back to the runway 13 of the LaGuardia International Airport, but Captain responded unable. After that, Captain Sullenberger asked about other landing options in New Jersey or Teterboro from controller, and he got permission to land runway 1 at Teterboro Airport from controller. Captain Sullenberger immediately responded yes, but then replied, "We are unable. We are gonna be in the Hudson." The flight passed less than 900 feet above the George Washington Bridge. Brace for impact. Captain Sullenberger commanded over the cabin address system, and the 3 flight attendants relayed the command to the passengers. After 3 minutes from the bird's strike, the flight was successfully landed to the North River section of the Hudson River with the speed of 125 knots by Captain Chesley Sullenberger and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles to save the lives of the 155 people on board. Captain opened the door of the cockpit and advised to evacuate. The crew started to evacuate people from the plane using 4 overing exit doors. Mistakenly, the rear door of the plane was opened and water began to enter into the flight. That made difficult to life-saving process, but they successfully evacuated all the passengers from the flight safely. Sullenberger checked twice to confirm that all passengers were evacuated before he left from the flight. At that day, air and water temperature recorded as 19 degrees Fahrenheit and 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Some passengers stood on the wings. Some passengers, fearing about the explosion, and swam away from the plane. After a few minutes from water landing, 2 NY water ferry boats were there in minutes to taking people to the boats. Numerous other boats, including US Coast Guard, were also quickly on the scene as well. The last person who taken from the flight is Captain Chesley Sullenberger at 15 hours 55 minutes. To make this mission success, New York City firefighters, police officers, helicopters, and various vessels and drivers worked together. That's how Captain Chesley Sullenberger and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles successfully landed US Airways Flight 1549 into the Hudson River for saved the 155 lives on board. After the event was happened, few investigations were held against the captain and the first officer. NTSB board and Airbus company conducted investigations, and lately at the end of the investigations, they agreed that the captain, Chesley Sullenberger, did the right thing and he was a hero. Now people can visit to see this plane to the museum in Charlotte, North Carolina. This incident was filmed as a movie in 2016 and movie named as a Sully, Miracle on the Hudson. Tom Hanks played the role of Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger and Mr. Aaron Eckhart played the role of Jeffrey Skiles. Captain Vincent Lombardi, the captain of the first ferry boat that responded and reached the plane, has played the role of Captain Vincent Lombardi in the movie by himself. That's the end of today's video and wish you a good day.